Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we want to cover something a little different here. I've had some requests about making a video about properly packaging things. I've had so many comments from my customers about how my items are so impeccably packaged. They always arrive on time and in pristine condition. Basically, what you see is what you get, and that is partly due to the time and care I spend on packing them. Now you're going to need quite a few things. Anybody thinks you can just get away with like getting a box and some bubble wrap or some peanuts and just wrapping it and tossing it into a box. That's really not a very good or customer friendly way to ship something, especially when it's something that a customer is looking forward to or a unique item. So what I usually do is, obviously before I pack anything, I always make sure that I pre-test it, make sure that everything is as it should be, and then I begin with making a cradle. And you can use just any cardboard as long as it's corrugated or something fairly sturdy, and I measure it out to basically fit the dimensions of the item, in this case being this Joker Mobile slot car. Now this is not the way that I would put it in here, and not the way I do put it in here. I first go ahead and wrap it in a paper towel. Now you might ask, why a paper towel? Sometimes things like bubble wrap, if you were to bubble wrap the car and then put it in here, it may scratch the decals or the paint or scuff up other parts of it, as would just simply taping down these straps and having the car in there, and it might shuffle around. And then this basically is going to end up going into here, and that's where additional bubble wrap, peanuts, and or other packaging comes in. So let's go ahead and wrap the car in a paper towel here. So give me 1 second here and we'll do that. Okay, so now the car is safely wrapped in bubble wrap here. And also I highly recommend investing in some rolls of fragile stickers. Those serve several purposes, one of which is it'll hold the paper towel on there, and another one is it will definitely alert whichever shipper you use that the item is indeed fragile, especially when you plaster it on every side of the box. That does tend to draw attention. Now we're not finished here, because obviously we have the ends opened here, so we're going to fold those in, and then we're going to use some Scotch tape. Not packing tape, because packing tape is going to make it more difficult for the customer or end receiver to open it. So let's go ahead and we'll do that now. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of Scotch tape at each end, and the car fits nicely in the cradle that we've made here. And then you go ahead and you kind of use these straps, and then this is where you would use some packing tape. So we're going to go ahead and tape these down. I've already taped them down on the one side. Now that the car is in, we'll tape them down on the other side. Okay, so now that that's done, you can see that it is snugly in here. It's not really going anywhere, and it's not going to get scuffed up or damaged because of the paper towel. And I also like to just lightly write something like top on there, and then perhaps whatever the item is on the bottom. That way you don't mix up any packages or have any confusion. Also, the person receiving it will know what it is. Now, this is when we have our fine bubble wrap come in. And we use the finer bubble wrap because it is a little bit smaller bubbles, so it has a lot more disbursement as opposed to the larger style bubbles like these. So we want to use this smaller bubble wrap because it's going to be able to disperse a lot more force if it's bounced around a lot. So let's go ahead and we'll wrap up the cradle here with the fine bubble wrap, and then we'll continue. Okay, so now that that is wrapped in the finer small bubble wrap and taped on all the sides, again, Scotch tape again, as opposed to heavy-duty packaging tape. Well, that'll be for later. Now, you may also want to use something like some 1-inch foam. That is sometimes kind of handy if you want to make sure that it's really safe. You could put that on top. You could use something like a air blister pack like this for the bottom, just to get a good seat in there, like that. And then, so you get a nice fit. And we know that the car is safe. It's very, very nice and snug in the box. Not too much room for movement there, and that's because it is securely wrapped. So we're going to go ahead and go one step farther, and in addition to the bottom air pack here, we're going to go ahead and put in, let's use a slightly bigger piece here. We're going to go ahead and use some of the bigger, little bit more industrial grade bubble wrap. Okay, and then that's going to fit into here, like that. We'll wrap that up like that, and in this case, we're actually not going to need that styrofoam because the bubble wrap is going to take care of any of that, and it's going to fit very well, just like that. And then I also like to make sure that people know that this is the top, this is the bottom, this side faces up. I mean, these are all kind of common sense things, which many people that sell online just either are too lazy to do or have forgotten or really don't bother to take care. I also go a step farther and I tape the entire box in the heavy-duty Scotch tape, or the heavy-duty Scotch packaging tape, or 3M, I believe. Yeah, it's 3M. So that way it makes the box itself not quite, but I would say water resistant. Not waterproof, but water resistant. So if it's left out on your front porch or a doorstep or just somewhere out in the elements, it isn't going to soak through the cardboard and ruin everything in there. So basically this is my method for, or one of my methods for packaging slot cars in this case. I made a video a while back on shipping automotive wheels. That one was a pretty good one. A lot of people enjoyed that and thanked me for that. So I hope that this will help you with your packaging endeavors and making sure that your items arrive safely. And just keep in mind, you're going to want to keep fine bubble wrap, heavier duty bubble wrap, peanuts. I keep them usually in these like little bubble wrap bags just so that they don't get too messed up. I know there's peanuts in here somewhere. Well, down here. And then Also invest in some of the fragile stickers. Those are definitely a must. Don't be afraid to write on the package so that you know what it is that you're getting. Some post-it notes if you need to write down that this item's been tested, double-checked, or maybe you're selling electronics, so you want to be especially careful with those. But this basically covers the basics of how to ensure that your package arrives safely and the way that it was intended. So I hope you found this little video helpful. If you do, please hit that like button, click the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And we'll see you on the next video.